Hey, and welcome to my second episode of my knitting podcast, the WunderWerken podcast. I am Makeba, and I'm the maker behind WunderWerken, and this is now my second episode. I uploaded, I think now 3 weeks ago, but I filmed it 4 weeks ago, my first episode, and I'd like to talk to you again. I don't know which my last episode, but I'd like to try it again, or hope that there will be some more people, and if they aren't more people, it's also okay. Maybe in the future I won't do a podcast, but now it's very nice to create a video and to talk about my knitting. First, a little life update. I don't talk much about my life or myself in the last episode, but I've started a new job 1 month ago, and so the free time or the knitting time, it's not that much than before, but I think I have enough time to knit and to do some crafts. And today I will show you some sewing object. I don't know if you look through my Instagram, you have seen that I have a shop on Etsy for children's clothes, and so in the last episode I talked a little bit about my crafts, and I'd like to sew, but my sewing machine broke, and so I've got a new one, a new old one, from an old lady nearby. It was very nice to test the machine at her home or her house. But now I'm back into sewing, and I'd like to show you what are my plans or my sewing objects. But let me know if you're interested to hear something about sewing or only knitting. It's also okay only to talk about knitting. And maybe I forgot to talk about what I'm wearing today. This is the field slipover, and I don't know who designed it. I think I have a name on my brain, but it doesn't come out. I will write it on the screen. I knitted it in the beginning of the year, and it's in the Isaiah Jensen yarn. The colorway I will also write on the screen, but I don't know if I wrote it down. So I use Ravelry very much, but not on every knitted object. I have all informations wrote into the Ravelry information, so I don't know if I knew the colorway now, but it's a light gray and it's kind of heathered, so with a dark undertone, and it's a rustic yarn, but I'm not that sensitive to rustic yarns, and so it's okay to wear it next to skin, and it's a very nice garment. So now here in the north of Germany isn't that warm and it's some kind of summer, so some days are very hot, but not that sunny. And some are very cold, so the temperature drops and very much in 1 week, and it's a hard summer. It's not that easy to come into a summer feeling or something like that. So in the summer, or if it's warmer, I can wear it next to skin or without a cotton shirt under it. In the winter, I've wore it with some mock. Is it a mock neck? So yeah, I think long sleeve, or yeah, with a short sleeve t-shirt, cotton shirt. And yeah, it took me some time. So the charts, it's that kind of field. And I won't talk about that much. Won't talk about much about it. Oh, but you do it with a cable needle and only for 2 stitches, or amount of 2 or 3 stitches, I don't know. But very often, so every few stitches, and so it's a tiny, oh, I don't know the English word. If something is really small and you have to care about the stitches and to hold it, so it isn't that thin yarn, but it's some kind of, yeah, it took me a while and some concentration, but if I reached this part, it flew to my needles and I finished it, and yeah, I wear it a lot. And I think we can start to the finished objects. I have some finished objects, I think 3, and some works in progress, and also some knitting plans and some acquisitions. Yeah. Let's start about the finished objects. First, the first one I can show you, and this is the Vorsól jacket or cardigan. This is the Vorsól by Eastex, and it's a cardigan knitted in the rounds, so I steeked it and knitted the button band after it, and it's knitted, oh, I don't know, it's knitted bottom up, so like I think I've told you in the last episode some informations about the traditional Icelandic knitting patterns. Most of them are knitted bottom up, so it's not that common, but for me, well, I did it often in the past, and it was a nice knit. It was really easy. It's knitted in Let Lopi in the colorways Frostbite. I don't know the numbers, you can check in my Ravelry, the color numbers, in white and pink heather. I think you know which color is which one. So the pink is the pink heather and the green one is the Frostbite. It's also a heathered green tone. I don't know how the colors will look. I think the light blues them kind. Yeah, I think, yeah, this, it's a light but a lighter green but with a dark undertone and a cool undertone. So some grayish or maybe a white. There are some white sprinkles in the green, and yeah. And the white is a bright white color, not that cream white or beigey color. Okay, back to the knit. I've knitted it on 5mm needles. I think the pattern calls for 4 or 4.5mm needles, but I'm a tight knitter, so I went up half a needle size, and the button band I've knitted in 4.5mm on 4.5mm needles. And the buttons, they are mother of pearl. Yeah, is it mother of pearl? I think so. Buttons, some pink ones, and I bought them at my local yarn store in Hamburg, and they have a great opportunity, or there are lots of buttons, but they haven't that much of each button, so I have to look if there are enough buttons. I think I only used 5, but yeah, some of the buttons are only in an amount of 3 or 2 at the store, and I asked them if they are more in the storage or somewhere, but they told me they have only the buttons I can see in the store, so I have to choose there. But it's really, really nice. They helped me with the buttons for my Darjeeling blouse or the Darjeeling blouses I've knitted in the past, and yeah, it's a very nice store. I'd like to be there, but I have to look that I don't buy every time I'm at the Mealy's. It's called Mealy's, my local yarn store. Some yarn or something else, mostly yarn, but I don't need that much yarn. I have a lot of yarn, but not, I don't think I have a big stash, but it's enough for my plans. And I'd like to buy my yarn there if I know what I like to knit, and yeah, it's enough to get then the yarn. Okay, to the pattern from the Vorsól. It's a very minimalistic pattern. There are not that much information. I've looked through some Ravelry projects. There are some, but not that much. Because I've knitted the Vorsól some time ago, I think in the ending of the last year and the beginning of this year. I showed you some pictures in my last episode, but I can show you here some picture again. A black Vorsól, or a black one with the white and the pink, and I did a mistake at the edge of the arms at the so it's a bottom up, so you started it's not ribbing, it's a or how do you call it? It's a right, left, left, right. Not pearls or pearl stitch? No, pearl. My vocabulary isn't that fit today. I don't know, maybe it's too hot here. Or I've worked too long today, I don't know. No, I don't know. I will write it on the screen, the name of this stitch. I think it's a common one, but it's not a ribbed edge. And on the black one I've knitted, I did all the increases along the one side of the sleeve. So this is the side, yeah, not from the shoulder, but is the underarm side. And on the black one I've knitted all the increases along these stitch. So there was one stitch, I think, and on both sides of this stitch I increased. So I know it isn't, or I thought about it the last time I've knitted, and I've wondered about it, but I read the instructions very often and don't get it. I think it's that minimalistic that the normal way you did the increases wrote that now. I think it isn't that complicated. It's that minimalistic that I don't get the informations I've needed. So I looked this time at the Ravelry pages on the pictures, so not in the informations. There aren't that much informations on the projects on Ravelry, and looked if the arms looked like this or like my arm from the black Vorsól. My friend who I've knitted the black Vorsól for liked it very much, and I think it's a nice look. It's some kind of balloon style and shaped to one side, so maybe some kind of this shape. So here are the increases, and it looks very nice on her. But this time I thought, oh, I will do it the right way and the normal way. So I increased all the stitches in the first round after the it's not ribbing, but after the ribbing part, after the edge, and then I've worked the color work. I've blocked it, and the lead Lopi is a very rustic wool, but I think it's a nice wool to wear as an outdoor sweater or jacket or cardigan. So you will wear always something under it or a long sleeve, but I can tell you I'm not that sensitive, so I can wear it next to skin, and it's very nice, and I'm very happy. And I've decided to film today so I can show it to you. I will I will give it to the owner on this weekend, and maybe I can show you some pictures from her wearing it on Instagram or in my next episode. But on Instagram I'm more active, or recently active, so if you like some updates you can see it on my Instagram account. It's the same name everywhere, so WunderWerken. Okay, I think this is all I can talk about. I didn't do any modifications instead of the part of the armhole. So if you work bottom up, you will cast on or separate some stitches under the arm, so you can join in the round without any tension. There is some tension, but you can work in the round. And I think the pattern calls that to put the stitches on hold, and I've did this some times in the past, or I maybe on the last Vorsól, I don't know, but this time I cast off and sewed them together. So I feel this way it's the part under the arm, so no one will look there any time, and I don't think it's that much visible. It's visible, but it's not that much, and it's I think it feels safer to cast off and sew in the end than to sew with a I don't know the name of the stitch you use to join two sides of stitches. The stitches are cast off, so I don't know the name. No, I've did it in the past, I've done it, but I don't know the name for it. Okay, this is all, but I haven't done other modifications. And here in the back side are in the last round before you join in the round some decreases, and I think you can see the shape is some kind of triangular or some like a skirt or something. So in one round, and so the bottom of the jacket is a little bit wider than under the arms, and it will give the jacket some nice fit. Yeah, this is the Vorsól I've knitted for Teresa. And my next finished object are the woodland socks. I've showed you I think the last time they were already finished. I will have a look, but I think okay. I have gifted them to my mother, and they are a little bit wide. I talked the last time about it on the cuff, but I think it's okay. They will slip down a little bit, but it's a nice look, and the color fits her. So it's a sock, but fits her really good. And yeah, I hope that she can wear them a lot after the summer or on the cold summer days here. Then maybe I have only one finished object, and this is my Troja or the Zippersweater. I haven't this sweater with me, so I gifted it on the last weekend, so some days ago, to my best friend. I've told you before, this is a gift knit for my best friend, and yeah, he was very happy about it and liked it, and yeah, I will show you some pictures, and maybe I have to ask him. I can show you some pictures from my best friend wearing his new sweater. This sweater is in the pattern the Zippersweater from Petite Knit, and I've knitted this in the size 4. It's the large size, and I've knitted it in 3 strands of merino by Woolly Co. I've got the wool on these cones. This is this tiny little bit I have left over, but I can show you. I've bought 1,200 meters of each cone, so I have 3 strands of the merino and 1 mohair, and this is the difference between the cones. The mohair, I've used everything from the mohair, so it's a on-point calculation, but I don't know how it could be, but maybe they a little fly. At the Woolly shop they weighed the yarn and calculated the meterage, so I bought 1,200 meters, but they only weighed it, so maybe this explains the difference. Yeah. I don't know if there's much to talk about. It was really nice to sew in the zipper and finish, or to get the last finish. So the time before you could see where it would be and how it will sit, but it's a very wide neck without the zipper. And after I sewed the zipper in, it gave the sweater a very nice fit. The construction is a raglan construction, and I've knitted this on 6mm needles. The pattern calls for 5mm needles, but I knitted it on 6mm needles to get gauge. And it's the ribbing on each edge, so on the arms, the collar and the bottom are twisted rib or half twisted rib, so only the right stitches are twisted, and it's a very nice ribbing. So yeah, maybe you can see on the pictures the I don't know the accurate stitch definition. So the right stitches are popping out, and the left, the pearl ones, the left ones. Sorry, I think my brain isn't that fit. Maybe I can only film the first half or the part of the finished objects, and we'll do the next part later or tomorrow. I haven't blocked the Zippersweater. I think it would be very nice to block it, but maybe I have to wait some weeks so he can wear it now because he's so excited to do it, and then maybe I will try to block some length out of it. I think it's a merino wool. It can grow a little bit, or maybe, yeah. So the body part. Now I'm back one day later on the same place. Yeah, this is my atelier. So yeah, maybe you can see here all my here's all my knitting stuff and sewing stuff, and my working desk for my home office time. And yeah, I'd like to try this spot because it's my knitting spot, and I think the light is also very nice here. Today is a cloudy and rainy day, but I think it's okay. Maybe the part around my eyes looks very dark, but I think the lighting is okay. Yeah, I watched some parts of the video I filmed yesterday, a few minutes ago, and I think it's a kind of chaos, but I will use some parts out of it. So yeah, I have to look after I filmed the new part or parts, which one I could cut out or which parts I can use for the video. Yeah, my English wasn't the best yesterday. I think my English isn't the best, but yesterday there are lots of words I can't find or reached for. Yeah, I hope today it's better, so I can talk to you fluently and don't need to worry about my language or my words. So yeah, maybe I'd like to talk the part about the blocking of the Zippersweater. Maybe I yeah, take this part from yesterday and we'll start to end the part of the finished objects and then talk to you about my works in progress. So the last thing I have to say, I will update you if I will block the Zippersweater in the next few months, if my best friend gives the sweater back to me or will keep it or block it himself. I'd like to teach it to him, or yeah, he will give the sweater to me and I will do it for him. but if I will do it, I will block some length out of it, so that the zipper sweater can grow in the length or lengthwise. So if he reaches his arms, I think it could be very nice to have a few centimeters more in length. Okay, then I will start with the works in progress, and the first one I'd like to talk about is a laptop case. I told you before I started a new job, and there I have a laptop, and they told me on my first week that I can buy a laptop case, and then I thought, oh, maybe it's nice to knit one at my, this is my work knit, so if I have some time at my office or in my breaks, I am knitting on this case. And this is a scrappy project. I will show this part. It's not that easy to show, so it grew up on both ends, but this is a color work. The lightning, I think. You can see. This is a scrappy project. It's knitted on 5mm needles, and this is Lead Lopi by Eastex. So maybe you can, you have seen the same colors like the Vorsól sweater, some kind of colors, some kind of scrappy yarns are from other Icelandic sweaters in Lead Lopi I've knitted in the past, and it's a freestyle color work. So yeah, some parts are nice and some aren't that nice or that special, but I think it looks very nice. So pink is not really my color. Every time I am at some yarn stores or some fabric stores, I'd like to see the pink and purple colored yarns, and every time I think about, oh, what could I knit out of it, but it's not a color I would wear or I'd like to wear, and I don't know people who likes to wear pink stuff, so pink knitted stuff, some kind of pink garments, but it's another thing to wear some knitted pink garments. So I think this is a nice project to use up the rest of the pink heather from the Lead Lopi. And maybe you can see here, these are the legs of some sheeps. So I will knit some sheeps or sheepy color work. This is a very nice book. This is in German, but it's a Swedish book named Öland Stricken. In Swedish it's the same title, so Öland Stricken or Stricken, I don't know how to pronounce it. And I've bought it some years ago, and I was on Öland, but I had the book before, and some years after I've got the book, I went to Öland. It's an island, a Swedish island, and there is a great wool or yarn store, and you can buy there lots of wool and lots of yarn and some kind of fabric, but also knitted up projects or I don't know what's felted, so wool and some soap. I don't know, in German it's Filzen, and maybe, I don't know, it's Felting. I think you know what I mean. And yeah, there are some nice color work patterns in this book. They all about Böland, so there are some mills, some trees, some sheep, some or orchideas, or yeah, some flowers, and this nice red Swedish houses, and some little flowers. Yeah, so yeah, and I'd like to do some sheeps also on this project. I've knitted a whole sweater with sheeps on it. You can see it on my Instagram, and I will put some pictures up here. It's a rainbow colored color work with white sheeps, and it's a very, oh, here is it. I have worn it the last days, so this is my sheepy sweater. Yeah, it's a very, very nice sweater. One of the first sweaters I've knitted. I don't know, I think there isn't that much to tell. I can show you a laptop case. This one I've knitted for my partner in the last summer, and I've sewed in some fabrics. So, oh. For the I sewed a case out of some fabric for cases, and a zipper. So this is the same construction I'd like to do for this case. This is a little bit smaller. I've checked gauge on the Vorsól sweater, and then did some math to calculate the amount of stitches I've need to do the right length in centimeters, and it's knitted in the round. Yeah, okay, I will put this back into the project bag, and then I can show you my next work in progress. I think there's not that much to see. This is in the last episode I've talked about this project, and this is a sock. Oh, I think now the light is a kind of dark, but maybe if I yeah, hold up. So yeah, it's a kind of Havard yarn. It's a jeans blue yarn. It's a Schoppelwolle sock yarn and a DK weight. So this is a thicker sock. It's without a pattern. It's a ribbed sock, so it's all over ribbed cuff. And then I've did some kind of, it's not lace, but some kind of pattern. I don't know if you can tell, on the cuff, on the heel. And I am working always a German short row heel, I think it's the name. Yeah, for me it's the easiest way to do socks, and I think it's very nice. I haven't a problem to get into the socks, so this is not a sock I will wear myself. So I have lots of knitted socks, and yeah, there's a kind of on the way project. So every time I'm at the reading circle or book circle, book club maybe, no, and every time I'm there, I'll do some knitting, or when I'm on the train or something like this. Yeah, the Schoppelwolle I've used many times before, most times in the same colorway. They have a nice variation of colors, some variegated or some, yeah, I think it's variegated colors and some tonal colors, and yeah, I think these will be some socks for my best friend. He likes to wear my hand knitted socks. And I've knitted these on 3.5 millimeter needles, and it's a kind of dense fabric, but it's very nice. On a this time I only knew the inches, so it's a 9-inch circular needle. 9 inches, I don't know, some kind of 20 centimeters, no, 21 or something like this, 22, but I think it's a common thing to say is in the small circular needles are a 9-inch needle, but I don't know the centimeters. These ones are metal needles, and so you can see one of the needles is much longer than the other one, so this one, the longer one, is the needle you have in the right hand if you're a right hand knitter. So this kind. Okay, I will put these away. And yeah, this is the first sock, and I think I've used much more yarn than in the past, so the cuff is much longer and it's a ribbed sock, so it will need some more wool, but I think in the past I also did socks with 64 stitches, so we will see, but it's enough to make a second one, and I think I have to knit 1 centimeter until I reach the part where I can start to knit the toe. Okay, something about it. Maybe some informations about the wool, but I don't know that much about it. Yeah, I will blend in some informations. So it's wool, and I think some kind of polyamide, and I think it's superwash because it's a sock yarn, but yeah, I will look for the informations and blend it onto the screen, or put it onto the screen. Okay, then we will come to the next project, and this is the Tuileries Polo. Okay. This is a lace work, and I have knitted some days on this project, and I will look for some informations. Okay, I haven't written this informations I've looked for down, so I will look. Okay, I've looked at my Ravelry, and yeah, the Tuileries Polo is a pattern by Kim Sumine. Sorry, I have to look there at the laptop where are the informations. Kim Sumine knitted it in De Rerum Natura Cadide, and it's for a gauge about 28 stitches, but in pattern. So it's a lace work, and I think you can tell that the lace work on the picture from the pattern is much denser and much more tiny, or there are tiny holes, and I have some bigger holes, but I swatched. I can show you a swatch. I can tell you you won't see much swatches in the future. Maybe I will keep them for the podcast, but you can see every time I blocked the swatches, I frogged them immediately to use up the yarns, and but this one needed some time to dry, and I cast it on this project, and now it's no more on the needles, but yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think you can see. I made met gauge, but with a smaller needle. So this is knitted up in linomuka. It's 100% linen fabric or yarn or it's a house yarn by Wollen Berlin. It's a Berlin yarn store, and they have a great online store. And I knitted this with 2 strands, so maybe you can tell it's some kind of thread. I don't know how Ravelry described it as a thread or lace. Yeah, I can show you. This is linomuka. Now it's the light. It's a beautiful label. So this little picture of the linen, and the linomuka calls for 2 to 3 millimeter needles, and recommended held single 30 stitches per 10 centimeters, held double 25 stitches, and held triple 20 stitches. So I held double and met gauge in pattern by 28 stitches. So I think the finished object will have another or some kind of a other look than on the picture, but I'm really excited to see how it will work. So I've looked for some kind of laced polo. My Instagram showed me some polo, but it's a crochet polo, and I can crochet, and maybe in the future I will do it again, but it uses much more yarn, and yeah, knitting is my favorite part of, I don't know, my favorite craft, fiber craft. And so I've looked for some patterns, and then Kim, I don't have the name anymore, Sumine, Sumine or Suma, I don't know how to pronounce, released this pattern, and I've bought it immediately and tried to swatch for it with the linomuka. And first I tried to met gauge with one strand, and it doesn't work, and then I tried with 2 strands, and I think with this kind of 3 millimeter needles, it's there's a little fly around here. With this tiny needles, I am a looser knitter than normal, or than normal ways. So for socks, I knitted always in the past on 3mm needles, or yeah, 2.75 millimeter needles. But I think it's a combination of the metal needles, the small needles, and this kind of fabric. So linen is some kind of hard. There isn't any I will blend in the word I looked for, and it's a very, so I'd like to knit with this kind of yarn, but it's a very new experience to knit this up. But I think, and because of this of the lace work, and because of the gauge, I think I've knitted some kind of 40 to 50 rows, but it's not that much, so not even 10 centimeters, or some kind of 10 to 15 centimeters. And this is the part of the it's a back part of the back pattern. And yeah, I hope I'm knitting this in the size 4, and it's on the pictures. The model, I don't know the size they took for the pictures, but this is with 23 centimeters. Oh, here's my little cat. This is motte, so moth. Yeah, I think she liked to lay here on my couch. Back to the knitting part. I don't know what I said before. Linomoka, Tuileries. The sizing. So it's a positive ease with 23 stitches. So I'm between the sizes, but I am knitting the bigger size to have some more positive ease, because the linen won't grow by blocking, and yeah, then we will see. I'm very excited. It's a new kind of garment, so I haven't knitted a polo before, so the Zippersweater I've knitted is the first one with a kind of collar. But I'm looking forward to wear this garment, and it's nice to knit. The pattern is not that complicated, so it's a 2-row pattern, so every right side and every wrong side is same, and it's a raglan construction, some kind of raglan construction, and you will sew in the end, and it's top down. Yeah. Okay, so my little cat. Then I will show you my last work in progress. It's not that easy to show because of the big cones I'm knitting this project up. So these are the cones I showed you in the last episode. This is 100% merino tweed by Woolly or Hobby Yarn. Oh, I think it's Craft and Mines, sorry. I've bought this yarn in Letland, or this yarn bought my friend. I've told you before about Jule, and this sweater I'm knitting for her as a gift. She bought the yarn and I will knit something out of it. And I am knitting the Favosweater. I think the last time I talked about it in the knitting plans, but I couldn't wait to cast it on, so I cast it on a new project. And this is an all over textured pattern. This is the front and this is the middle part, and here on the both sides you will have a big part of a honeycomb brioche, and this is my first time knitting honeycomb brioche. It's a very nice pattern, also a 2-row pattern, so nice to remember and to learn, and it's a very nice outcome. Yeah, my cat is a very cuddly cat. I don't know where the other one is. I think he slept on the on his cushion. Yeah. So, oh, little cat. Yeah, some kind of new textures or for me. I have never knitted before bubbles. This is a pattern by Fiber Taste. Sorry, it's a kind of chaos also today, but I hope I will learn for the next episodes to have the same part, the same way to talk about every object. So yeah, some new techniques for me, and these are my first bobbles. It's a funny garment, so it's, I don't know how much rows the pattern is. I think 6 or 12, but it's also it's nice to remember. So the length of the pattern is because of these longer cables in the middle, but yeah, on these parts the pattern is only 3 rows, 2 and 3 rows long. I'm looking forward. This is a bottom-up construction, so this is the ribbing I've started at the bottom, and I will sew it together in the end. And I never did this before, but I'm looking forward to do it. It's a very cropped sweater with a lot of positive ease. I am knitting this, I told you before, for Jule, but also she has the same bust circumference than I. So I'm knitting this in the size 4, and I will hope the positive ease will be the same like on the pictures, but I think because of these much centimeters of positive ease, it won't be a problem. And it's I met gauge, but I think it's a looser fabric, so you can see through it, but the merino will will fill the holes after blocking or while blocking and washing. And I talked to Jule and she said that's very nice, and it won't be a problem for her if it's some kind of see-through. yeah. I will have look for some informations about the Favo sweater. Yeah, it's by Fiber Tales and recommended for some worsted yarn held double with a thread or a lace weight, and it's 14 stitches in stockinette for 10 centimeters. And yeah, you can get this pattern from the sizes XS to 4XL, and now I think I will tell you some more informations when I knitted some more parts of the pattern. But I like the patterns by Fiber Tale very much. So they are clear instructions, some videos on YouTube, and very nice pictures. She's also a photographer. Yeah, and yeah, I think you can see it in her own pictures. And I'm knitting this project on 6mm needles. It's recommended for 5mm. So again, I'm tie knitter, and I'm at gauge with 6mm needles. Okay. Yeah, I also have this little children's hat, but I haven't knitted on it, so I won't tell you something about it. Maybe I will frog it and knit some new project, or I will finish and look if I like it. It's for my nephew. It's a hipster hue, but I'm not in a hurry with this project, and yeah, I will tell you in the future. Okay, these are my works in progress. Oh, I have one, I told you before, one sewing work in progress. And this is a shirt. It's a very basic pattern I've got on Etsy. It's a men's pattern. It was on discount, and I looked for a unisex shirt pattern to do some linen shirts for me, friends, and also for my partner. And the fabric I've got in Latvia. And this is, I will show you some pictures. This is my shirt. I've only have to do the collar. I cut it out, and I have some kind of fleece for the parts, for the arm edges. I don't know. I'm not that much into sewing vocabulary. And for the collar, and yeah, I only have to sew it, but now it's on the hold. But it's very nice, and I'm looking forward to wear it or to gift it to my partner. So I think I cut this one out in the size 42. I will blend in the informations for the bust circumferences and something like this. And I think it's for me it's very long for the tight fit. So if I would like to wear it, maybe I will crop it, and so I hoped to sew a very oversized linen shirt, but I have enough fabric to do another one. I'd like to wear some kinds of oversized linen shirts, so some short sleeves. And yeah, a friend called me, so I was interrupted. I don't know what to tell. Yeah, it's the first garment I've sewed with my new sewing machine. And then I will come to knitting plans. I don't have that much knitting plans, but I have some acquisitions, and sorry for the noises. My friend is back. He was on a trip around the Baltic Sea, and maybe I talked in the last episode about my trip to Latvia. I met him there, but the next part of his journey, he visited Estonia, Finland, Sweden, and Denmark, and on his way back to the northern part of Germany, he was on Fyn at the Hjeltholt Ulspinnerie, and I've told him to look at this Ulspinnerie, or wool mill, and maybe get some kind of wool for me. Okay, my partner gifted me a lot of new wool. So I got my first wool by the Hjeltholt Ulspinnerie, and I got 2 different kinds of wool, and the first one is 2 shades of blue, 2 of blue, this one, and this is the Gräsgarn. I don't know what's the English name. I will look for it and write it on the screen. But this is yarn from the wool from their own sheep. So not only spun by the Ulspinnerie or by the Hjeltholt Ulspinnerie, also by their own sheeps. So my partner told me that the color choice wasn't that nice for this kind of yarn, so he brought me these 2, but 2 skeins of both shades. But maybe we will gift some of this wool to his sister. She's also a knitter, but mostly she's knitting socks, and I don't think that this yarn will hold that long for socks. This is recommended for a needle size 4 or 5 millimeters. It's 21 stitches per 10 centimeters, and it's a classic. I have to learn it, but I think it's a DK weight. It's 200 meters for 100 grams. I will look at it online, for both kinds. And I'm very happy. It's a very rustic wool, but also I think like maybe here's a breed. It's only in Swedish, so no, I think no. But it's some kind like the Gotland wool or something like this. So there aren't that long fibers, but there is a little bit of halo, and some grass. I think I will put this. I have a big plastic bag. You heard it before. In the freezer. In the last weeks after I came back from my vacation on my trip to Latvia, sometimes, not that often, I have spotted some moth flying around. So it's a summer. I opened my windows very often, and also in the evenings. Sometimes I have light inside the rooms, and then they fly in or flew in the apartment. I haven't spotted them in my wool, or my fabric is in plastic boxes or in another part of my apartment. But I spotted some moth, and now I think I'm a little bit overprotecting, but better this way than the other way. I have a lot of cedar spray and lavendel in my stash cupboard or part, and so I will freeze this up, and maybe I told you before I haven't this big stash, so it won't be that complicated to freeze all these all the wool I have. Maybe I will start it, but I haven't spotted moth in my wool or around my wool, so maybe the moths I have seen are only the ones who flew in my apartment by night or in the evenings. Okay, but I got some more wool from the Hjältaud Ullspinnerie by my partner, who kindly gifted this to me, and I will blend in a photo, but now I will show you. I stopped the video to crinkle the plastic bag, and this 2 shades he gifted also to me. It's a very nice turquoise blue, so a light petrol and a bright white, and this is the Handwerksgarn. So I think this is a common yarn by the Hjältaud, and in the last weeks I checked out that Petit Knit is also working together with the Hjältaud Ullspinnerie. I only knew it to Fiber Tales, so she spun up her own wool at this mill, and sorry, I have to check out my cats. There were some noises, but I think it's all right. And this yarn is a sweat. So this yarn with this yarn, but this is only 1 skein, and these are 5. My partner bought me for the pattern by Madsen Knitters. So this is the Delta sweater. I will look online for a photo, but I maybe this is a local designer by the Hjältaud Ullspinnerie, and she is well known, but she doesn't release very often patterns, and he got this pattern for me and thought it would be nice for me to knit this pattern with this yarn, and in another shades or another colors than on this picture. But he told me that there was a example at the store at the Hjältaud Ullspinnerie in these 2 colors, and he talked to the staff there and said, "Oh, this looks very nice. I'd like to get this wool for this sweater in the right size." But the sizes aren't that inclusive. It's not size inclusive. It's only 4 sizes, so S, M, L, and XL. I don't like these kind of patterns. I think yeah, I know it's not that easy to find enough testers for all sizes, but even if the sizes aren't that perfect tested, it's very, very important to do the math and the calculations and all the stuff to get a bigger range, size range. So size inclusivity with patterns, yeah. But I think it's not a new thing. And the pattern, there's only one paper. It's only in Danish. I knitted up some Danish patterns before, so it's very, it's near the same language. The writing is very similar to German words, or so I hope it won't be that complicated, but I'm looking forward, but I don't know when I will cast this on. So it's a bigger sweater, a thicker sweater. I think it's more autumnal or winter sweater, but the weather this summer here in the northern part of Germany is always rainy and cloudy. Sometimes and some days are sunny, but on the next day you will 100% will have rain and clouds, and the temperature is on a very wide or big range. Yeah, some days you have 15 or 16 degrees Celsius, and some days near to 30. So yeah, but yeah, it is how it is. I think this is all. I'm looking forward to get a package in the next days. I bought a Swift and a yarn winder, a wooden one, and I like to show this beauty in the next video to you, and I will tell you how it worked out. And I never caked up yarn. I always wind it by hand on balls, and with the lino mucka, with the linen yarn, I thought, oh no more ball with this thin yarn. And yeah, okay, I think that's all, and I hope you will have a nice day. You will or you have knitted some nice stuff and nice projects. You can write in the comments what you have knitted while seeing me talking to you about knitting. And it would be very nice if you would like to support me to like the video or subscribe to my YouTube channel. And yeah, I think that could help me to reach some more people on YouTube. And if you like to look at my Ravelry page or my Instagram, you're welcome. On my Instagram I'm more active and post some not live updates, but knitting updates. Yeah, not every day, but most days of the week. Some grammatics. Okay. Yeah. See you next time, and bye bye.